starts now.
The dog days of summer are a wonderful time. Hot, lazy afternoons, sounds of cicadas everywhere. Nearly everyone is taking vacation. So what is happening now? Well, surprisingly, quite a bit. Let's do a quick survey of observations and what they might mean. Canada's Parliament has been prorogued, meaning shut down, and ready to commence with a new governing session. The Minister of Finance has resigned and announced that he won't be running for re-election. In fact, he's now more interested in running the OECD. And the Deputy Prime Minister has just been named Canada's first female Minister of Finance. That's the observation. So what does it mean? The pandemic has drastically altered the government's priorities, and a newly crafted session, presumably in the fall, can now reflect this change of course. As for a woman in the finance portfolio, well, do women spend differently than men? Sure do. My wife spends a ton on Fluvog shoes, so if the new Minister of Finance's taste in shoes is anything like my wife's, then John Fluvog is going to be a very happy Canadian. Buy Canadian, wear expensive shoes, and everybody is happy. Next up is the Canadian Football League. Having exhausted all options for financial assistance, the Commissioner announced on August 17 that the 2020 season is officially cancelled. What does this mean? We all kind of knew this back in May. So keep enjoying the Australian League and keep your fingers crossed in the hopes that the NFL will start as expected. The prospect for a 2021 year for the CFL, after a season of zero-gate revenue, looks highly uncertain, unless Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his partners get really creative. They're close to putting together something new with the remains of the XFL, and possibly the AAF. With plenty of CFL players and university and college players available, things could get interesting. Perhaps an expanded XFL could embrace the 9 teams of the CFL as a northern division. Put everything inactive into one. Who knows? One thing seems certain. The CFL Commissioner is likely going to be looking for a new job. And while opportunities might open up as a new league is born, at least he should qualify in the immediate term for CERB assistance. And most importantly, updates from the land of 90 Day Fiancé. Spin-off shows abound, going this way, going the other way, and every which way in between. And look who's back to grace the screens of our televisions. None other than that charming Casanova from Las Vegas, Cole T. Grab a swig of your Kentucky bourbon and put Jenny and Sumit on the back burner. Preview vignettes of Colty adorning a physique more akin to Big Ed's while he displays his swagger in a swimsuit on the beach. And if you haven't guessed it so far, the fact that we're even talking about 90 Day means that there isn't a hell of a lot of decent new programming on television these days. If truth be known, these dog days of summer seem like a perfect time to enjoy such programming marathons, right up there with Dr. Pimple Popper and the current season of Hoarders. Now, if the producers could only figure out a way to blend all 3 shows into one. Think about it. Visit StephenChristiansen.ca for more episodes. This podcast is available on all streaming platforms including Anchor, Spotify, TuneIn, and Google. I'm Stephen Christiansen. Thanks for listening.
Production of Stephen Christensen. Podcast complete.